All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First, want to give honest God's praises due to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors, apostles, and elders, a great millstone. Peace to Akim that's doing this work on the four corners of earth. This brother Dawad,
I know.
right, from the GMS Detroit camp. And we're going to go in some scriptures, mainly Jeremiah 10, how you're not supposed to have no tree in your house.
Go against these, this fucking pagan holiday, Christmas, which go back to idol worshiping.
Mm-hmm. The Christmas tree represents Nimrod's phallus.
God,
Okay.
God, and when you put gifts up under the tree, you're worshiping that Christmas tree.
Right. And so and so far I'm just gonna be flat out with it. It's and through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, it's been a lot of deaths going around. Okay.
God.
Okay, and I know a coworker who just passed a few weeks ago at my job, and I know she was one of them that sucked into it. Now she's seeing the spirit world, and I know she wrong for doing that, but hey, she in the right mind now.
God.
And also too, it's been a lot of ambulances over here where I live at. A lot of ambulances with a lot of police sirens out here, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's a lot of judgment going back and forth. And I know it's high judgment, especially like around this time. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans that celebrate this pagan holiday, and it's a consequence and the repercussions that come with it. Well, what y'all doing out there? And you got something you want to say, bro?
I had earlier today. I had a discussion with my brother. He texted me a fucking text saying Merry Christmas and all that, and I had to hurry up and rebuke him on the origins of Christmas, and then I gave him scriptures on it, and this was the first scripture I gave him was Jeremiah 10. And 2, thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them, for the custom of the people are vain, for one cut of a tree out of a forest, the work of the hands of a workman with an axe. And they deck it with silver and gold, and they fasten with nails, that and with hammers, that it moves not. They are upright as a palm tree, but it speak not. They must need to be born, but because it cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they do not do evil, neither is it in them to do good. So, this right here is stately say against that whole Christmas tradition. Because the main thing of the Christmas tradition is that motherfucking Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing Jack want to put up, that Christmas tree. Put all the things, deck with silver and gold tinsel, and put Christmas balls on it. But that tree do not move. That tree do not go to or fro or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of fact, it's a dumb idol. And the first form of being once you understand this thing of us, and you know that the Most High hates us worshiping other false idols.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that what you're doing is wrong. This is Habakkuk 2:18. What profit a graven image? That the maker thereof that graven it, and molded the image, and a teacher of lies, and a maker of his work trusted therein, to make dumb idols. Woe unto him that say to the wood, awake, and woe unto the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach, behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is in his holy temple, and all the earth shall keep silence before him. So, the first thing when you know you're a Hebrew Israelite, hey, the Ten Commandments say, "Have no other gods before
But
me."
before me, God.
But when you worship this thing, this Christmas thing, and Santa Claus go back to sun worshiping. Because when you look at Santa Claus, and you put up pagan origins, it goes back to worshiping the sun.
Yeah, not only that, but they lie and say, "Oh, it's worshiping the Lord." Like, no, the Lord.
Yahweh wasn't born during the Christmas time.
No,
Nimrod, the great Nimrod, was born during this time. You worshiping Nimrod birthday.
right, because Yahushua's birthday was on the Passover, and he was born on the Passover and he died on the Passover. He was born in the new year of the spring. The spring represents the new year, not the this a dead season. It's not a new year.
Matter of fact, let me get that in Matthew 2 when he was born. You know, when he was born, uh, 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 he was born while the cattle and the sheep were still grazing.
That's right.
During the winter, everything is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So the cattle and sheep wouldn't be grazing out in the fields. You know, this is Matthew 2. I'm gonna start at 1. And now, when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east of Jerusalem, saying, "Where is he that is born, the King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, that are come to worship him." And Herod the king had heard these things, and he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and the scribes and the people together, he demanded them where the Messiah should be born. And they said in answer unto him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus is written by the prophet. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, art not least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor, and he shall rule my people Israel." Then Herod went, when he had privily called the wise men, required of them diligently that the time of the star appeared, and he sent them to Bethlehem, and said, "Go, search diligently for the child, and when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship also." And they had heard the king, and they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them. So clearly, this star wasn't a regular star. This star was a so-called UFO or so-called IFO, it was a chariot, you know, until it came and stood over where the young child was. And they saw the star, and they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with his mother, Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. Oh yeah, and they said that he was in what's the song called? Way in the major, no crib for a bed. But let's go top that scripture right there. When they were come into the house, they saw the young child and his mother. So if he was in a house, he had a crib. Mm-hmm. You know that song right there is all the way off. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans believe the motherfucking bullshit and lies. You know? And they saw the young child, Mary and his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And they had opened their treasures and presented unto him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of Yahweh in a dream that they should not return to Herod, and they departed in their own country another way. And when they departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared unto Joseph in a dream, saying, "Arise, take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word of Herod." and will seek the young child to destroy him. So, this right here, if you go by the scriptures, none of the stuff that they teach you in school about this fucking pagan holiday, which go to worshiping Saturn, it goes back to Saturnalia, where they the pagans will have a feast where it's about having sexual orgies. It's
Yep.
about fertility. You know, you gonna speak on it, brother?
That and I want to say also too, sacrificing.
Kind of. It's about doing all manner of wickedness there. Look up Pat Robinson and his Christmas is pagan. Y'all Christian leaders know that it's pagan. That have nothing to do with the scriptures, but yet they still continuing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was gonna say too. This is a lot of the people that's really into Satanism. They really go into that Baphomet with this.
Matter of fact, what's that? Alistair Crowley.
That's probably Do as I will.
Kind hold on, let me see. I gotta grab it up on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Alistair Crowley on Christmas.
Yeah, them Edomites, they really go into that stuff for real. And especially like at the job.
And really, y'all not even real Christians, because if y'all was Christians, y'all know the Most High hate anybody worshiping anything that's not if it's not worshiping Him, He hates it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all hold on to this shit. You know, y'all love this shit. You know, y'all love all these things. You know, even though it don't have nothing to do with the Lord, but anything that's against the Lord, it is adverse to the scriptures.
What the scriptures say? He that hate me love death.
God.
So yeah, these people love death. You know, because this week they celebrating the idols, and then next week they're gonna worship another idol, and that'll be New Year's. But like we said, it's not a new year. You know, hey brother, if you can't find it,
I can't find it right now,
Yeah.
but all you have to do is look it up. Well, the pagan origins of Christmas. Matter of fact, let me just grab that up real quick.
Yeah, because I was gonna say we pretty much just made the point on that because, they going off, and like I said, out here, it's a lot of judgment going on out here. Matter of fact, I found out earlier today, certain parts of the country, people lost power, and it's wintertime.
And in Denmark right now, they have a white Santa Claus walking around with his slaves. And white people love to put black face on right now and look like they the minions of this white so-called Santa Claus. And they do this shit every year. You know, but you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans love this. This is from HistoryChannel.com. The history of Christmas. Christmas is celebrated on the 25th, and both sacred holiday and worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon and 2 millennia around the world have been observing. The traditions and practice are both religious and secular nature. Christians celebrate Christian Day as an anniversary of the birth man, I hate this name. they say Jesus of Nazareth, but we know his name Yahushua, a spiritual leader who's teaching from the basis of their religion. Popular customs include the changing of gifts and decoration of Christmas trees, attending and sharing meals with family, friends, and of course of waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. I'm gonna skip down a little bit more. But where did Christmas start? In the middle of winter, as long as it's been a celebration around the world, centuries before the arrival of the man called Yahushua, early Europeans celebrated the light birth in the darkness days of the winter. Many people rejoiced during the winter solstice and when the worst of the winter was behind them, and they looked forward to longer days, extended hours of sunlight. In Scandinavia and Norse celebrated the Yule from December the 21st of the winter solstice through January in recognition of the return of the sun. And you know, the 12 days of Christmas, hey, that's represented the Yule. You know, fathers and sons would bring large logs which they would set on fire, and people would feast along until the logs burned out, and it could take many as 12 days. The Norse believed that each spark from the fire represent a new pig or calf will be born during the coming year. And if you're a true a person that believes in this Bible, you wouldn't be recognizing a damn pig being born any damn way.
Exactly.
It's a filthy beast.
Yeah, that's wicked.
God. And the end of December was the perfection of the celebration of most Europe, that the time of the year most cattle were slaughtered so they would not have been fed during the winter. And Yahushua was born when it was still cattle grazing. So that puts a cut into it that Yahushua wasn't even born during that time.
That's the spring.
You know, he was born during the spring. You know, and most of the cattle were slaughtered and fed, not to have been fed would not have been fed in the winter. For many, it was the time only of the year when they had supply of fresh meat. In addition, most wine and beer made during the year was finally fermented, ready for drink. And in Germany, people honored the pagan god Odin during the middle winter holiday. Germans was terrified of Odin as they believed he made the nocturnal flight through the sky to observing his people, then decide who will prosper or perish, because his presence of many people chosen to stay inside. So it goes into, matter of fact, Saturnalia and Christmas. In Rome, there was winters not as harsh as those as far north. Saturnalia, a holiday that honored Saturn, the god of agriculture, was celebrated in the beginning of the week leading to the winter solstice. Continued a full month. Saturnalia was a hedonistic time when food, drink, and plentiful and normal Roman social order was turned upside down. For a month, enslaved people were given temporary freedom and treated as equals, and business and schools were closed so that everyone could participate in the festivities. And that's where we go in, where it was social disorder. It was no law. They threw out the law. You know, you can go and kill somebody's husband and take his wife.
Yeah, that's going off.
You know, during this time.
Yeah, that's wicked.
You know, during this time, most of the pagan holidays was about having sexual orgies or sleeping with another man's wife.
Right.
You know, and if you want to read more on it, I'll put the video, I'll put the article in the description box. But this ain't got nothing to do with the scriptures.
Nothing.
So why are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans observing it? Or you so-called Christians observing it? When it don't have nothing to do with the book pages that's in this book from Genesis all the way to Revelations.
Mm-hmm.
You know. That's it on this,
Yeah.
until
Well, I mean, we got 20 minutes in, so
time.
we done said enough. We know, hey, yeah, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're going to get your judgment, okay?
That's right.
You
Hey,
know?
hey, we getting it with so-called facts. And hey, man, you could Google it yourself. But a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, y'all gonna go by what you hear from other motherfuckers instead of hearing the true truth about this pagan holiday.
It don't matter. They're going to get their judgment.
Got
So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. So with that, I want to give honor, glorious praises due to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, double honors, apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace to Akim that's doing this work on the four corners of earth. Baba Ball,
Baba Baba,
Kwam Bakiyam,
Kwam Bakiyam,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, man.